welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. If you enjoy the type of things that I am putting out there for you, please make sure that you like and subscribe and get this video seen by as many people as possible. So it is already Thursday. Monday we didn't have school because of Veterans Day. I was here Tuesday, but it was a little bit chaotic because I was gonna have a day off on Wednesday. So I wasn't here Wednesday. I'm back today, which is on Thursday, and then this evening we have Grandparents evening. And so grandparents are getting ready to come in about 30 minutes or so. So I'm excited to meet some of them and to see their grandkids, interact with them and just see them in a little bit of a different way. I think that's important, and it can be really exciting. So that's what I'm going to be doing this evening. But I thought I would share a few things with you that we have been working on this week. The one thing that I definitely wanted to share from this week is snots. And let me show you what that is. So snots is just making small notes on the side. So when kids are reading and I want them to annotate, instead of using that word, although we go over what that word means, I will remind them all the time that they need to snot on their paper. And so we make this anchor chart that hangs up, as you can tell, in our window. And then we talk about what are some things that we should notice when we are reading fiction or nonfiction text. And so this is what we have come up with so far. And throughout the year, we will add to it just so that they have some idea of things that they really need to pay attention for when they are snotting on their paper. We also talk about looking at the questions so that they have some of those ideas in their mind when they are reading, and maybe they are able to mark those as they read. This comes from, let's see, The Abolitionist Teacher. And there's a lot of text that goes with it as well. Being a 5th grade teacher, it's fun to be gross. Like 5th graders can be gross, so why not join in on the fun? And so we do talk about, their boogies and what they are, and maybe we really shouldn't eat them because they are full of germs and they're collecting things that we don't want to get into our bodies. And so we talk about annotating on this and snotting all over a page. A lot of times I also give them green pens to use, and just makes it a little bit more fun and kind of gross, and the kids think it's funny. So another thing, I've talked about my jobs before, but another thing that I make sure that I do is I give kids jobs that I need done every day, but I don't always have the time to do it. And so I take the first couple weeks usually, and I really observe kids and I see how they interact. I see who maybe needs a job, who finishes their work early, who stays organized, who is just squirrely and needs something to do. And one of the jobs that I have are teacher assistants, and those are students that I choose that are extremely responsible and get their things done because I ask a lot of them. So like I teach them how to release my copies from the copy machine. In case I forgot to make a copy, I can send them down to just press a couple of buttons and it comes out. I teach them, the main thing that really helps is how to check in work. And so let me show you real quick one thing I have them do is check in the work each day. And so as they finish, they just come over and they kind of check in. I have 2 girls, that are my teacher assistants this year. And so this is one thing. So I just have a list. It's just like a strip of paper, and they put the assignment up at the top, and then they just go through and they check off all the students who has completed it. If they haven't completed it, at the end of the day during study hall time, they go around and they politely remind kids that if they don't get it turned in, that's their homework. So they'll just go around, do you have the moon paper done from reading? And if they say no, they're just like, okay, so make sure you're working on it. And they just kind of walk away. So it has not been a problem, but it's something that you know, one of the little girls I could just totally see being a teacher. She's great at explaining things to kids, and she just really loves and enjoys working with other kids and explaining. And so she loves being able to check in papers and do stuff like this. This is a huge help for me every day. And so, you know, I just really suggest that if there are things that you, especially as a new teacher, you just feel like you can't get done, but you need it done, and little things like that, you know, make it a job. Kids love to be helpful. They love to have some responsibility. And maybe that job's not for them, and I tell them that I'll fire them. Like, if you decide it's not what you want to do, let me know, because there's probably somebody else who wants to do it. For Grandparents Night, my teammate found this freebie on Teachers Pay Teachers. So it's just a quick interview that they can do with their grandparents. This is our first Grandparents Night since COVID happened. So I don't know how many are going to show up. I did have maybe 4 or 5 bring in papers saying that their grandparent was coming, but I'm hoping that more show up. So each grade level has a different activity for their grandparents within their classrooms. And so they just come in, they show them around the classroom, they do whatever activity they have for them, and then they move on. So we have book fairs going on. There's a preschool, like, music type thing going that our music teacher is doing. And so there's like an art, cookies and canvas, I think they called it, going on in the cafeteria. So there's all kinds of activities that they can do throughout the school today with their grandchild. So I'm really excited to see them interact with their grandparent and just see them in a different perspective. So hopefully everything goes well tonight. What is an example of decomposing this problem? What would you do? Can you use your words to explain that? Now that wouldn't be to decompose. That would be if we were just going to add them like we know how to do. But we want to break them apart in some way. What would you do? Expanded form. So go up and write what you think that looks like, just for 17 and 3100s. You can still listen. All right, first I'm going to do it this way. How many of you did it this way? Okay, or tried to. Okay, so we broke it up into the different place values. So I have 5 plus 0.4, right? And I have 7 plus 0.4 plus 0.01, right? So what you guys did? Okay, how many tenths do I have?
1.
How many tenths?
1.
No.
4. 4.
No. Total. How many tenths?
2.
Who said 8? Look, I have 4 tenths and 4 tenths. That's 8 tenths. Okay, so I know I have 8 tenths. How many hundredths?
1.
100, because I don't have any here. And how many wholes?
12.
That's one way to do this problem. Break it up into the parts. With a partner today, your partners are below. If your partner is not here, partner up with somebody else who isn't here.
Wrong places, and yes, both have 3 dots right here. I'm making it.
Yep, the first one they broke up for you.
And it's easier.
Talk about how you're going to add it. What would make sense to add together first? Yeah, so if you need to, you can even draw like a line together, and that's 10. That's your whole number, right? And then do the next place value if you want to. It just helps you to be able to do the math mentally instead of having it all together, okay? Okay.
9. And then we would add 12 and 73. 6 is 9 again. So 99